lonesome wind blowing through my heart.
Alright guys, it's Sunday here. Coming all the way with everything. It's 11:30. This door is all done. This is the driver's door. All done. Got down these edges real nice. Nice and crisp. Firm. Looks good. This is when I put the bottom in. See how it looks. This over here, I did not put a bottom in. You can't tell the difference in them. Kind of what we're striving for. Say this one is done now. We're going to go get all the rest of the stuff finished up. Figure a few more days and we'll be finished up with this. Talk to the owner at that point. See what he's thinking about how much he wants to do. I've got other vehicles scheduled to come in, so I really need it out of here. Alright, there you go. Alright guys. You got spots. Little spot putty on everything today. Take care of all these little tiny imperfections. Sand those in. Put another coat of primer on these front fenders. They're only on their first coat of primer. Rocker panel, same way. They're only on their first coat of prime. So we'll knock these little pit spots down that I fill and we'll prime those again. This is the hood side that's caused me so much trouble. It was whoppered and warped so bad. It had been welded at one time, and I had to cut the welds loose. It was broken right here, and it was also cracked and broke right here. This end hasn't been the problem. It was down here. When it was welded, it was warped so bad. This whole line was off. It's also cracked and welded right here, so it was warped real bad. We've got it real close now. I've got it tempered back, so it holds shape now. It doesn't tin can, flex and whopper, so that'll be the last fill on this, I do hope. And then we'll shoot another coat of prime, probably just on the back half of this. Just hit these spots a little bit, blend them in. Hood tops, I will probably do a complete reprime on them one more time. They're very close. You know, these they pretty much hold their own, but they're just a flat piece of steel here. There's no bracing or anything. Just a flat piece of steel. Like I said, there's no bracing on the inside. So it's just like a flat piece of tin. Kind of whoppery. That's how they were made. I've got all the spot putty sanded down on these now. See, just a little left. We got another little spot I put back over and marked. A little high spot right here. Knock that in a little more. Take care of that. I think everything's pretty much sanded out. Feels pretty good to me now. All these spots, I'll just primer just on this end. Hit right here just a little bit. Just the spots I need to. Fenders come out pretty good here. I'll kind of talk about this spot putty that I use. Some guys I'm sure won't want to use this stuff, you know. There's all different kinds of brands of it. This is definitely old school stuff here. I've tried some different kinds here and everything, and this is probably what I use. You can't really see it. It's a Jitzler brand. This is all just lacquer putties, all it is. This is used out of the tube stuff. You know, here's a Knappen Martin Senior brand. This was a red oxide. This one was a gray. Here's one called Nitro. What was Nitro Stand? This one is a red. There was one, I believe it was called this Green Death, made by Swiss. This is an oldie here, little green magic. But again, it's just a lacquer putty, glazing putty. So I use the icing too. This one you have to catalyze. It's a polyester putty. If I have any larger areas I need to do, and I'm going to leave quite a bit of it on, I always use this. If I have just a skim, I'll still use some of the lacquer putty. I've never really had a problem with it. But as you can see, Very, very light coatings. That's all I leave. Well, let me check this phone. Junk call. But anyway, I'm going to leave just a little bit of this on. The problem with it is if you apply it too heavily and leave it, it can come back to haunt you. Little thin coatings, I've never had an issue. So that's kind of where we are with everything at this point. Cab again, looks really nice. Seat box and everything is all sanded out. Looks really good. I've got a couple little places on here that I've marked. Little O's. So we're going to come by, we'll put a little bit of glaze on those. Get those blocked back down into shape. And then we're going to be ready to put a little bit of primer on these parts again. After that, should be block that primer down and we should be done. I haven't sanded a putty off on these yet, these rocker panels. And again, you can see just a thin film on here. Never had a problem with the old lacquer putty like that. Be forewarned though, if you apply it too heavily, it'll surface dry, it'll trap the solvents underneath the skin, and it will come back and haunt you. Thin applications if you use this kind of material. Alright guys, that's where we are. Bring you back when we make some more progress with it.